Today we are discussing questions and answers for Microsoft Administering Relational Databases DP-300. You can download the complete list of Microsoft-based questions from the link provided in the description. Our question is, you have an Azure virtual machine named VM1 on a virtual network named VNet1. Outbound traffic from VM1 to the Internet is blocked. You have an Azure SQL database named SQLDB1 on a logical server named SQL SRV1. You need to implement connectivity between VM1 and SQLDB1 to meet the following requirements. Ensure that VM1 cannot connect to any Azure SQL server other than SQL SRV1. Restrict network connectivity to SQL SRV1. What should you create on VNet1? Option A VPN gateway. Option B, a service endpoint. Option C, a private link. Option D, an express route gateway. Correct answer is option B. Our next question is, you have 50 Azure SQL databases. You need to notify the database owner when the database settings, such as the database size and pricing tier, are modified in Azure. What should you do? Option A, create a diagnostic setting for the activity log that has the security log enabled. Option B, for the databases, create a diagnostic setting that has the instance and app advanced metric enabled. Option C, create an alert rule that uses a metric signal type. Option D, create an alert rule that uses an activity log signal type. Correct answer is option D. Our next question is, you have several Azure SQL databases on the same Azure SQL database server in a resource group named Resource Group 1. You must be alerted when CPU usage exceeds 80% for any database. The solution must apply to any additional databases that use created on the Azure SQL server. Which resource type should you use to create the alert? Option A, resource groups. Option B, SQL servers. Option C, SQL databases. Option D, SQL virtual machines. Correct answer is option C. Our next question is, you have SQL Server 2019 on an Azure virtual machine that runs Windows Server 2019. The virtual machine has 4 vCPUs and 28 GB of memory. You scale up the virtual machine to 8 vCPUs and 64 GB of memory. You need to provide the lowest latency for TempDB. What is the total number of data files that TempDB should contain? Option A 2, Option B 4, Option C 8, Option D 64. Correct answer is option C. Our next question is, you have SQL Server on an Azure virtual machine that contains a database named DB1. You view a plan summary that shows the duration in milliseconds of each execution of query, as shown in the following exhibit. Now see the exhibit. What should you do to ensure that the query uses the execution plan which executes in the least amount of time? Option A. Force the query execution plan for the plan 1221065. Option B. Run the dbcc free procache command. Option C. Force the query execution plan for plan 1220917. Option D. Disable parameter sniffing. Correct answer is option C. If you are preparing for any Microsoft-based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description below.